And welcome back, folks. This is Lert Me hanging down in the house right here for TSS 2019, kickstarting it off here in Sepang, Malaysia. And of course, this is going to be the first race for GT3, GTM, and TA2. That's right, folks. The monsters, the beasts, the brutal power right here in Sepang, Malaysia will be on show and full display. And of course, thanks to all of our partnerships that we would like to say thank you to. Of course, Toyota Motors Thailand as well, TRD Thailand, and Sing Corporation, and Be Quick. Now, talking about uh, drivers here, we got, what is this, Sandy? Sandy Stuvik. Talking about Be Quick, pops up right here on the screen. Well, what do you know? Car number 2 right there. And the driver in car, as shown for me right here, is Sandy Stuvik. GT3 class will be leading up the whole grid as we speak. Waving again. Here's a shot here. Got a lot of B-Quicks as well. Smack dab in the middle. Vatana PSE Motorsports. Karamal Konrakmia Saran. Okay, he will be in the number 57 machine. And let's see what else we got here. A whole slew. Hank J. Kicks, also notable Be Quick monster. Number 26. Here's number 57 for you. Once again, Vatana PSE Motorsports. Like his suit. Looks very, very confident. That's the official Y. And Kun Prida jumps in for that good luck right there. Saran Vatana, a GT3 monster. Now, of course, the number 28, synonymous with Kun Asawahem and Mr. Eng. But first taking it in will be Kun Chonsawat Asawahem. I believe that is also Mr. Prida coming in to say hello. Kun Chonsawat Asawahem being fanned down right here, keeping him cool. Say hello there. 2 thumbs up and sawadee krap. Groovy. And of course, not forget, we also got another Toyota Team Thailand, Suripong. Number 19, a GT3 car, also on the grid. Sitting nice and pretty in 5th. Number 19, there you go. See, what'd I tell you? Know the positions, know your drivers. Sutipong from Toyota Team Thailand. I can see that smile from out here. Yeah, I can tell it's also kind of hot in there too. Wow, he's heating up. Man, what a beautiful view right there. First of all, this will be a grueling 1-hour race. And it will take a whole lot of concentration and stamina to get through this whole thing here. Sudilak Buncharan with a Porsche, and of course with Alexander Guido on the side there, standing side by side. Great partnership. And number 15, the Escola PTT Racing Team, Mankong Satien Tirakun. This guy's always focused, folks. Well, they all are actually, but I mean, you know, when the camera guys go up to the drivers and everybody's all in a cheery mode, I always, you know, it's familiar to see Mr. Mankong always focused like that. Oh, Antares and the John Curran team. Number 11, EBM Be Quick Racing Team right there for you. GTM class will be sitting in the 11th overall. This is Kun Natavut, standing next to his Toyota. Actually, a Lexus right there. which got to mention Toyota and TRD, very prominent sponsors, and also partnerships, which I also would like to mention. And the grid girls right here, standing in for Arrow Racing, number 61, Adrian Henry da Silva. We've got 14 international teams and drivers in effect, which makes this a very international event. Got drivers coming in from all over the world. And of course, fans from all over the world tuning in. If you're checking us out on the Facebook, most likely you'll see the Thai broadcast done by Kun Ot on the side, and of course Kun Jimmy, as you can see, in the commentary booth. Alongside with me, I'm doing the English commentary for you guys, which will be loaded up later on in the day. Of course, all the cars will have balance of power, or BOP, in effect. For this event, they'll be taking into account that the times driven with the maximum speed of 60 kilometers per hour in the pit lane from the entry timing loop to the exit timing loop and the obligatory stop for the driver change, the minimum reference time of the compulsory pit stop will be 75 seconds. This is the rule. And of course, this is measured from the pit entry to the pit exit to complete the timing loop. And there's actually a reason why they have this in effect, and it's because, you know, if you're racing and you are paired up with a bronze with a silver, or a gold with a silver, or silver with a silver, every team's gonna have a different tactic or a level of experience in terms of drivers. So they want to balance things out, and so they are allocated according to what status their drivers are, additional seconds tagged on to the compulsory 75-second pit stop. For example, let's just say, for example, you have a bronze and silver driver together. That will be tagged on another 30 seconds to the 75. If you have a bronze paired up with a gold or a platinum, you'll be tagged on an additional 34 seconds onto the 75, and silver will be another 52 seconds. For single drivers, it's kind of interesting why they get an additional on top of 8 seconds, is because with a single driver, you don't have to change the telemetry of the car so much or make adjustments as much as a car that has 2 drivers or a pair of drivers. And so with that in mind, the single driver will be given the most seconds compensation time added on top. And the compensation times for races of 60 minutes, which we're about to do right now, will be as following. If you come in first place, you'll get an additional 12 seconds added on top. And if you come in second, you get 10 seconds added on top. And third place, you'll get 8 seconds added on top, which will take you to the next race with those allocated seconds. So BOP is basically there to have a balance of power, you know. Alrighty. As you can see on the lineup there, you have a whole row of GT3 machines from 1 to 5, being with Sandy Stuvik, Saran, and Hank J. Kicks, Chonswat Asawa, Hem, and Sutipong, all in the GT3 machines. Next up would be the GTM machines, which are spearheaded by Mankong Satien Tirakun. And number 11, Antares Sutilak in 78, Naoki number 39, and Adrian Henry De Silva in number 61. Oh, as well as Daniel Storkerson, EBM and Be Quick Racing Team for the GTM class, number 12 in 11th overall, and 38 machine Toyota Team Thailand, Supong. Everybody else will be the TA2 monsters. We're going to stand by here for the grid position as we see now. There you see it, Stuvik and Tong up first, up against Saran. There, side by side. Heng Jae kicks up against Chonswan Asawa Ham. Alrighty. So 4 cars up already. Then Sutipong and Mankong. After that goes with Antares and Sutilak Butcheran for the GTM. Naoki and Adrian Henry da Silva. And of course, Daniel and Supong for GTM to round out. Then you've got the TA2 Monsters, Prince Abdul up against Guran Supapong. Gregory Bennett from AF Racing will be up against Craig Corliss, Tech Pro, number 88. And Sam Udalmaz for AF Racing, number 35, up against Michael Freeman. Number 55, Rafael Galliana up against Narin Nausaton. And Gabby Della Merced up against Steve Fitzsimmons. Number 29 up against 4. So there you have it, folks. Beautiful shot right here as they trail behind the safety car. We're getting ready to rock and roll and get a move on this race. Remember, folks, this is actually the 20th of April, which is the first day we have a race for Thailand Super Series 2019. We already had GTC completed the first race, and now we are now doing a GT3, GTM, and TA2 class for Thailand Super Series. What's very interesting about this race is because it's going to be a 1-hour race, so it's not a walk in the park. Definitely not a walk in the park. If it is, it's going to be a big park. It's a 5.4 kilometer park. A driving park, that is. And what's interesting is that this is the first time, get this, the first time that TA2 Monsters will be on track for an hour. We're not talking about sprint races here, folks. So TA2 will be racing together, side by side, with the GT3 and GTM class for 1 full hour. Whereas last year, they didn't do it for 1 hour. And from what I can see last year was, they were set up to gun out and go as fast as possible and try to make the sprint run, you know, very exhilarating. Come into the championship, get the flag, no problem. Well, now the things are different. Folks, this is a rolling start. I like to mention also that the Mercedes-Benz has turned off their flickering safety lights, so he's going to go back into pits later on. But like I was saying, the TA2 Monsters now have to have a new strategy. Let's just say it this way. If last year you came in with TA2 Monsters and you were going for sprint races, you've got to set up your car for as fast as possible for so-and-so laps. Let's say 15, 20 laps, whatever. But now, with a 1-hour race, and you got to switch drivers and whatnot, I mean, you got to set the car up for endurance. So, long term, you don't want to burn out your tires and run on bald tires and have a slip and slide show. Here they are, folks. Green light, race, race, race. Here we go. Side by side. Be quick up against Vatsana. Well, hopefully they don't crash into each other. Turns 2 and 3 there. Well, it looks like a lot of 3 abreast action going on right now. But Be Quick, Sandy Stuvik seems to be taking the lead. Actually, 2 Be Quicks right now. Hank J kicks as well. You see the 2 liveries. Unmistakably Be Quick. Ooh, watch out there. Saran trying to get on the inside apex line right there with the Lambo. GT3 machines leading the way. And here is the back of the field with the TA2 Monsters. In the middle, GTM machines, such as Sutilak Buncharan from True Vision Motorsports, in 8th position. Look at the Lambos go. Ooh, goes a little bit too wide. That is a mistake right off the bat. Don't worry. 58 minutes left to go. Plenty of time to make that up. A Porsche and a Lambo side by side. PSC Motorsports. Meanwhile, Escola PTT Racing Team already making a move. Man Kong Satien Tiragun punching up, looking for that door, and go knock, knock, knocking on that Lambo's door. Check out sector 1 time 29, leading the way for B Quick Racing Team. Sandy Stuvik leading the way at a 29.062, dropping down sector 2 times at 28.293. Check it out, sector 3, 38.243. The Audis are making their move, and they're very wide at it too, so good footprint on the track. Oh, trying to go for a crossover switchover. Will the Porsche make it? Nope, still stuck behind the Lambo. So we got two B Quicks leading the way. Sandy Stuvik up against Hank J. Kicks, head honcho over at B Quick himself. Then followed with two Watana PSC Motorsports, Tonsawat Asawahim, number 28, and Saran. Saran will be driving the 57 right there. After this, you see the Escola BTT Racing Team, Mankong Satien Tirakun, in 5th position. Saran actually dropped down to 4th. Earlier on, he was pretty much up there. But it's not over yet, folks. Official start time says the CPS window will be open at 4:18. So if my time is correct, we're looking at around 19 minutes left before compulsory pit stop is open. And what I mean by that is basically this. Once the pit stop is open, you have to come in. I don't care when, but before the pit is closed. That's just to keep things fair, nice and square, you know what I mean? Catch us on the live streaming on ThailandSuperSeries.net or head on over to the Facebook. You'll catch up with the Thai live streaming feed done by Kun Ot and Mr. Jimmy. And of course, my voice will be uploaded later on, either in the day or in the week. But if you're here down by the stadium at Sepang International, you'll be hearing a whole load of reporting down here for all the teams. Here's a Porsche and a Lexus almost going side by side. Let's see what number this is going for right here. Sometimes these cars are zipping by so fast, kind of hard to read. Sutilak, 78, duking it up against Natpong, Supong, 38. When you're coming into a corner, you never want to come 3 abreast. That's going to be a lot of problems because ultimately you'll all slow down and not gain the momentum you need to slingshot through the apex. Now as they try to come in a straight line, utilizing most of the downforce and slipstream, it looks like there's going to be a challenge here. The Lexus being surpassed. Toyota Team Thailand, Supong, number 38. He was in 7th. I believe he's come down to 8 now. A total of 22 cars on the track right now. That's a whole load of traffic to go through. And if you're thinking about TA2 monsters, they're huge monsters. So to get past traffic, not only do you have to read and consider that your car is wide, you're gonna have to run into all these other cars, the GT3 machines and the GTM. Currently GT3 Toyota Team Thailand, Sudipong, down to 19th position. Earlier on, as you noticed, the GT3 machines were all on top 5. Chonsawat Asawahim in 3rd position, at number 28 from Watana PSC Motorsports. Running side by side. PSC as well. Another Watana. Looks like a switcheroo going on with 57. Switching up with Chonsawat Asawahim is Saran. So I believe Saran is now up and ahead of Chonsawat Asawahim. But Chonsawat Asawahim not putting down the challenge quite easily. When he came right on the outside, I thought he was going to try to challenge Saran. They're taking very similar driving lines, by the way, seemingly wanting to pace themselves. And there you see it. Chotsuwarasohim down to 4th. Saran making a move. Looks like aiming for Daniel Bilski up ahead. From the Be Quick Racing team. Did they change that name just now? Could have swore that was Hank J. Kicks up there. Side by side, Alexis on the inside lane. Once you have on the inside, it's like having your call. He takes 2 corners, both on the apex. It's sort of his right of way. Time to go left on the counter, 52 minutes and a half. Toyota Team Thailand, Napong and Supong right there. Up against the number in 4th place. Running strong actually. Supong, 7th position. Look at the times right now. 2 minutes and 14. Everybody's gunning their engines, especially up top. First 1, 2, and 3 are all in the 2.0809 range, leaving behind Chotsuwarasohim, who's now dropping to a last lap of 2.11. There's been a change in times for the pit open. Compulsory pit stop will now be open at 4:18:46. That's 4 in the afternoon, 18 minutes and 46 seconds. That's when they have to start coming in. Some of these guys take a gamble. Passing on the outside is sort of a gamble right there. Number 38 on the inside. Will he be able to climb back up? Nope, loses the position. 38 now, down. Toyota Team Thailand, Supong drops down to number 8. EBM Be Quick Racing Team, Daniel Sorkinson up 7. Buddy teammate, also EBM Be Quick Racing Team, Antares in 6. Maybe it's a game. Here's a replay for you. See what had happened for the Toyota team there. Was like coming down the straightaway, and the Porsche had more momentum. And like I said, if you come on and pass on the outside, it's a challenge. Very hard, you know, it's very rarely you get to pass on the outside like that. If it happens again, then I suspect that there might be an issue coming in with the number 38. Let's see if he can fend off more there. 61, Arrows Racing right behind. Adrian Henry, De Silva, GTM class. Currently for his class, Adrian is in 5th, but 9th overall. Adrian pulling up closer and closer to that rear bumper of the AE86, Super 86 Toyota. Let's check the replay here for the start of the race. As you know, the rolling start got off to a good, clean start. Nobody was packing up against each other, and it looked as if the Be Quick team was side by side with Saran, I believe. But I think the late braking got him. Oh, there was actually a little bit of a contact, actually. That's interesting. The two Vatana cars actually were in contact with each other, so I don't think there's too much to worry about that there. Oh, man. Never play bumper cars with supercars, folks. Pieces will fly. So let's check out here. And it looks like the Lexus had been passed, overtaking Arrow Racing pulled on through. Here was the replay shot. Arrow was on the inside lane. Side by side, he couldn't even budge. No place for the Toyota to go. Clipped him in the rear just by a tad bit. I don't know what flew off there. Was it the rear diffuser of the Arrow's car or not? But the number 61 made it through safely, luckily, and climbs up a notch to number 8 position. Meanwhile, Supong drops down to 9. I did mention this earlier when the car number 38 seems to be being passed slowly, one by one, and if he gets past another time, I suspect there would be an issue going on with number 38 there, Supong's car. At this time of the game, I don't think it's a strategy to keep going down like that, so there's definitely something going on, number 38. Anyway, 47 minutes left to go. Still loads of time. Escola Porsche right there running for you. 15 machine in 5th position. Escola PTT Racing Team, Mun Kong Satien Tirakun. Believe it or not, he's actually in 1st place for the GTM class, which is a great position to be in. However, 5th overall. Meanwhile, overall 1st position, Be Quick Racing Team, Sandy Stuvik. Car number 2 up front with car number 26, Be Quick Racing Team, Daniel Bilski, for a 1-2 for Be Quick Racing Team. Watana PSC Motorsports, both are running 57 and 28 in 3rd and 4th position consecutively. Saran and Chonsawat Aswahe. Best time so far held by none other than Sandy Stuvik. Really quick. Oh, looks like the panning is going crazy there. Tells you how fast these guys are going. Could keep up with the subject matter in the shot. Finally, we get a shot of some TA2 action. Shall we see? Prince Abdul right there. I think in the heavy camouflage. Out of Johor Motorsports, taking 1st position for TA2 machines, but 13 overall. Don't forget, the TA2 monsters did start way back in the pack, so it's not unusual to see them 13 overall, but Prince Abdul is in 1st position for TA2. Meanwhile, Garan Subapong is in 2nd position for TA2 for PT Maxitron Motorsports, and Gregory Bennett from AF Racing is in 3rd position for TA2. Keep pushing, guys. Rafael Galeana in 4th for Tech Pro Idemitsu Racing for TA2, and of course another AF Racing for TA2 machine. Sam Udalmaz is in 5th position for TA2. When you talk about TA2, you can't forget Craig Corliss. He's the guy that brought this standard over for TA2 and let us have a wondrous time with V8 monsters roaring away. Currently, Craig is down in 6th position for TA2 class, but 18 overall in the 88 machine. Here's a shot of the number 2 leader, Be Quick Racing Team, Sandy Stuvik. There is a huge gap actually between 1 and 2, believe it or not. Even though they're from the same team, Be Quick, Sandy Stuvik seems to be quicker. No pun intended. Daniel Bilski behind by 8 seconds of a gap. Oh, here we go. 26 machine. There we go. Daniel, if you think about it, it might be sort of like a tag team effort here. But they were going up against each other for quite some time before Sandy started to pull away and away. If it keeps up like this, Saran is going to be up against Daniel. And then we're going to see a battle up for Be Quick up against Vatana. Best time so far for this car is 2:09. And there you see it. Saran right behind Daniel Bilski. Like I said, can't drop your guard at all. And it looks like that bull is charging up the hill. A beautiful hill that is in Sepang, Malaysia. The first circuit that we have here for Thailand Super Series season 2019. These guys have to run pretty clean, none of that squiggly stuff. They don't want to wear out the tires at all. Remember, this is a 1-hour race. The number 15 right here, driven by Munkong right now, Satien Tirakun. First in his class for GTM, but 5th overall out of Escola PTT Racing Team. How's he doing for the gaps? Well, let's see. 15 seconds off the lead and does a great time of 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Around 5.4 kilometers, which is a great time. The number 11 right now looks like trailing behind S, trying to grab and nab. Not enough. Well, you never know though. S Cola right there. Munkong Satien Tirakun looks like he's gonna be duking it out up against car number 11, Antares U from EBM Be Quick Racing Team. To Porsche. Beautiful sound for the boxer engines. Look at the corner speeds. Very stable. I also noticed there's a lot of camber in the back there, being that these are rear, rear mounted, the engine's in the back, and of course all the weight's being pushed down on the back there. Going into the corner, they want to lean into it as much as possible and make use of that camber in the back. Sort of like Porsche driving on rails. Escola not giving up the fight here. Munkong Satien Tirakun still going strong. 5th position, the number 15. A little blur there. Right behind should be EBM Be Quick's Racing Team Antares. Those guys are running 1 and 2 back-to-back for the GTM class, by the way. But overall, they are 5 and 6. The 11 car is the one with the green highlighted on the rear wing, and also the side mirrors. Meanwhile, Daniel Storkensen is somewhere behind there. Also for the same team, EBM Be Quick Racing Team. Looks like we've got 5 minutes left before pit is going to be open. So soon they're all going to be coming in. Oh, looks like a challenge on the inside. And switching on to the outside. Turns 1, 2. Suddenly we see a TA2 monster in the mix, only because they're lapping right now. They gotta let him go. The Porsche chassis really shines on the track like this. Straight away, they've got the speed. Corners, they've got the handling. TA2 monsters as well. They got straight line speed, but also in the corners. But it seems like the TA2 are still being held back. Overall, let's see, for example, Johor Motorsports. Prince Abdul is running in 12th overall, but first in his class. Here's a shot of some of the TA monsters. TA, by the way, is short from the Trans Am series, Trans Am 2, in case you didn't know that. It's very similar to those stock cars you see running in NASCAR, actually. Oh, slip and slide. The issues with the TA2 is that they have wide bodies. It's also a little bit of a heavy heft to it. So that comes into play when they go into braking. And what you just saw right now, they kick up some smoke because all that weight and momentum. And when you put stomp the brakes on, it's hard for those cars to halt. So they got to really push the pedal down to the floor for the brakes. That's when the adhesion breaks on the wheels and the smoke comes up. Tech Pro right there, number 13. ENG Racing, Rafael Galeana. In 17 overall, but 5th on TA2 class. Craig Corliss, number 88. Check out the replay. Look at the slow motion as they hard brake into a turn. 88, Corliss right behind him, looking for that pass. It seems like there's something holding him back. Maybe too much slippage, and there you go. That was a good save there. Craig Corliss was able to. This is what happens when late braking doesn't work for you anymore and you're carrying a whole lot of weight in the back. Craig Corliss, early braking, almost loses it, saves it. So now Tech Pro is up. ENG Racing. Number 13 climbs up a notch to 16 overall. And Tech Pro, Rafael Galeana will be up against Gregory Bennett. Somehow in the mix, Toyota Team Thailand, GT3, number 19, got into the mix. Looks like 1 minute left to go before we have the pit open. And all those cars got to come in for the compulsory pit stop. Once again, don't forget, compulsory pit stop must be carried out by passing the pit lane entry timing loop between 25 and 35 minutes respectively of the race. These times will be counted from the start of the race. And refueling is prohibited on the grid and during the race. Taking a dive bomb here on the inside. Gotta be careful not to get too squirrely with Tech Pro. Pit window is now open. Folks, TSS, GT3, GTM, and TA2 CPS window is now open. First in. Number 4, Innovation Be Quick Racing, Steve Fitzsimmons in the house. First in pits. Already there's a counter timing all of the cars, how many seconds they're already into the pits. Currently Steve Fitzsimmons is doing 36, 37, 38 seconds already. Keep counting. Next in would be Johor Motorsports. Prince Abdul. Naoki Kawamura from Toyota Team Thailand already in the pits for around 30 seconds already. Here's AF Racing Team, 111, Gregory Bennett. Greg Corliss pulling in. Look at those doors open. It's a really small door too, by the way, on the TA2 machines. That's an interesting choice for color there. Number 29, Tech Pro, ENG Racing, Gabby Della Merced. Nothing that a little duct tape can't fix. Toyota Team Thailand numbers 6 machine. Toyota Team Thailand Naoki Kawamura, 39, had to put some duct tape on the front fender and the bumper. Meanwhile, 19 out on the go so far. Got to sit and wait. Toyota Team Thailand, Suripong cannot go until the allocated time has been completed. This is what we're talking about, BOP. So it's all balanced out. It's not like you finish your change of driver or doing whatever and then just go. You have to sit and wait it out. Currently first right here, 26, Daniel Bilski, piloting the Be Quick Racing Team GT3 class Audi. True Vision Motorsports, Sutilak Bujaran. And finally, 26 goes into the pits. Don't forget, if the pit does close, and it closes at around 4:28, 46, and you didn't come in, then that's a big no-no. Check out the replay, the Challenger up against Porsche. Challenger back end is heavy. Both lock up, but Porsche squiggles way across. 261, Innovation Be Quick Racing, Narin Nelsaton drops down a spot. I remember last year, Narin Nelsaton, he handles the TA2 machine pretty well, but oftentimes he loses the back end under pressure. And I think that's what we just saw just now, with the Porsche right behind. And 26 comes in. And boom, out. Well, let's see what has changed. With all the cars already, most of them have already done the mandatory stop there. 38. Getting a move in, Toyota Team Thailand Supong. It says Toyota Team Thailand, but there's a big Lexus emblem up there. Pit window is still open for anybody who hasn't had a chance to come in, do a driver's change, stay in there with the BOP. Shot of Saran. Lamborghini now switcheroo up front in front of the Audi. Saran now leading the way with Watana PSC Motorsports, number 57. Trailing behind, ENG Kicks, Be Quick Racing Team, not far, actually 3 car lengths away. Actually, it should have been Sean Tong with there. In pit row. AF Racing, folks. Sam Udalmaz, second for TA2 class. Now's counting the timer. Hopefully we'll be able to get out of the pits on time and keep the second position for the TA2 class currently in 9th position overall. PSC 57. Oh, sandwich between the Audi as well. Three minutes, pit window will close. And the Audi looks like he's gonna make a shot for the outside. They're now slipstreaming up against each other, side by side. Takes it on the inside. That's okay, number 2 right there for you. Be quick, Shantong. What's going on with 57? Vatana, PSC Motorsports, Saran. Going a little bit slow there. Machine in pits. Tech Pro Eden Mitsu Racing, Gabby Della Merced. Number 2 machine, not taking, okay, there he goes, touching the apex right before exiting out. Going for turns 2 and 3. I call them the S's. Pit window's almost going to be closed soon. Get this, folks. Time on the counter. We got 26.5 minutes left to go for the race. And number 57 pulls in. Vatana PSC Motorsports. Now, usually they can't refuel, but the Lamborghini does have a special case where the fuel tanks are not enough to finish a whole hour of racing, whereas every other car can do it. Can do a 1 hour full race. So 1 minute left to go. Pit window will be closed. Number 11 pulls right in. EBM, Be Quick Racing Team, Antares. Standing right behind Saran. Saran still sitting in there. GT3 machine in pit number 57. Meanwhile, 26, Hank J. Kicks piloting this Audi right here, trying to make as many laps as possible while Saran is sitting in pits right now to try to make it back up. So right now, Hank J. Kicks is probably pushing it all he's got. And Saran looking to go out of the pit right now. Pit window is now closed. '26 is going to be really close. Hank J. Kicks, will he be able to make it up in first position, or will he trail behind? Behind Saravut. John Curran, outlap in the 11 car, EBM Be Quick Racing Team. Should be in second. Time left on the counter, 24 minutes left to go. The one trying to make a go for it was Thomas ENG from Vatana PSC Motorsports. Got a lap time of 2:07.789. Currently he's sitting down by 4th position, moved up from 5th in the GT3 class. Currently for GT3 will be in 3rd. There he goes. Be Quick Racing Team. Hank J. Kicks makes it up to first position. Happy there. He's out to try to make it past Sutterwood, and he did. And looks like CBS pit stop times are under investigation as we are speaking right now. '28 machine, Watanabe PSE Motorsports. Thomas ENG earlier on was piloted by Chonsuwa Asmahe. Well, ENG is gonna try to push the game now, being in second position, moving on up past Sarabut. And if you remember earlier on, Thomas ENG really pushed his car so fast that he was so happy with his times earlier on in qualifying. He's like ahead of everybody else by leaps and bounds. So that's going to pose a threat to B Quick's racing team's Hank J. Kicks driver on number 26. There you see it. Currently in first position though. Doesn't seem to be anybody following him or trailing behind, as there is a gap of 34 seconds. But then of course you have 21 and 50 seconds left to go. So 21 minutes. Quite some time. Oh, it looks like Johor Motorsports, Prince Abu Bakar, has pretty much moved on overall to 10th place, bringing along AF Racing, Maxime Jus for second position for TA2. Paul Manuel from Tech Pro Eden Mitsu Racing for TA2 is in third position for that class. Love that machine, the 28, fully carboned out. I believe that was dry carbon as well. Watanabe PSE Motorsports, now driven by Thomas ENG. Not far behind, Watanabe buddy Saravut, trailing behind in third position in the 57 machine. And then it's Sean Tong, the number 2. B Quick Racing Team, Audi as well, in fourth. Here is Johor Motorsports. Number 97, Prince himself, Abu Bakar. Oh, I hear some tire squeals. Wasn't sure if he locked up or not. Ooh, a little bit of a squiggly there. Folks, we are here down by Sepang International Circuit for Thailand Super Series. You heard me right. 2019, kicking it off here in Malaysia before we head on back down to the next race, which will be down by Buriram next month. So if you fans out there want to check us out, even the scheduling or comments and tidbits on all the racing teams, check us out on the website at thailandsuperseries.net and also on the Facebook. You can also catch rebroadcasted shows and races on the website, and you can also click on the appropriate language selection. Either you choose the English or the Thai version. So currently we've got the 26 B Quick Racing Team up against the 28. Look at 57 right there, Watanabe PSE Motorsports. Sarawut looking to make a move on Sean Tong's number 2 car, Be Quick Racing Team. Meanwhile, John Curran from EBM Be Quick Racing Team down in 5th position. For the GTM class, John Curran is leading the way for first place. Arrows Racing, Adrian Henry De Silva in 2nd place for GTM, and 3rd for Ahmad F. Alam for EBM and Be Quick Racing Team in 3rd for GTM. The 1 hour race has now counted down to approximately 17 more minutes left. I'm not sure, but I think I saw that Johor Motorsports there, Prince Abu Bakar, starting to lose some traction, either front or back there, because he squiggled the rear end there. And up against, I believe, Maxime. Looks like car number 57 under investigation for pit stop infringement. Number 57 being Vatana PSC Motorsports, Saravur. And car number 26 to receive 1 second stop for the Be Quick Racing Team, Hank J. Kicks. He did get a stop and go though, so Hank J. Kicks is now back on the track and still in number 1 position. Not a problem. As you can see, takes on turns 1 and 2 like a knife through butter. Thomas Enge right behind Vatana PSC Motorsports, closing the gap down to 9 seconds, 0.2. Like I said, 57 is under investigation for pit stop infringement. 57 being Vatana's PSC Motorsports, Saravut, currently in 4th position. The thing with this TA2 Monsters is you have to keep in mind you're carrying a lot of weight through the corners, and that'll tend to have them slide right out. And what you're seeing right here is a little bit of that for Johor Motorsports. Prince Abu right there seems to be throwing the car TA2 sideways and touching some of the grass actually. Meanwhile, the 111 from AF Racing, Maxime Juse, is still right behind his tail and climbing up side by side. And passes there. Prince Abdul is now dropping down in the position. You saw earlier, Johor Motorsports was struggling through the corner, keeping the car stable. And now, not just passed by 1, but almost about to be surpassed by the number 26 from Hank J. Kicks driving the Be Quick Racing Team. 57 actually gets a drive-through penalty for pit stop infringement, and that's what all the hoo-ha was all about for the investigation. Car number 57, what a shame for Saravut, Watana PSC Motorsports. He had it going on for so strong. That's what happens when pit stop is not done carefully and adhered to according to regulations set by the staff there. So there you go. 28 now up in 1st place. What I say about Thomas Enkeng, he's going to be pushing the envelope up against Hank J. Kicks, and that's what happened. Sean Tong in 3rd position in the number 2 car, Be Quick Racing Team. And then sandwiched in between there on the outside, Saravut, who was running strong at 4th, now has to go through a drive-through penalty of pit stop infringement. Man, other than that, he would have been in 4th. So now John Curran now has a chance to climb up the charts in 4th position, the number 11 from EBM Be Quick Racing Team. And that moves everybody up a notch. Adrian Henry da Silva will be most likely in 5th position when the 57 goes back in the pits for a drive-through. And he's putting on the, I believe, the blinkers. Meanwhile, back at the TA2 machine, AF Racing, Maxime Juse now takes number 1 after passing Johar Motorsports, who had been holding on to number 1 for so long for TA2 class. And with 12.5 minutes left to go, it's a possibility that Johar Motorsports will be up against Tech Pro Idemitsu Racing, Paul Manuel. Down now exactly to 12 minutes now left to go. Lamborghini punching through past the TA2, no problem. Love the swan neck rear airfoil configuration. That's supposed to give a cleaner air through the back of the tail fin, so to provide better downforce. Thomas ENG right here, running like there's no tomorrow. Watana PSE Motorsports leading the way. And Sean Tong for B Quick Racing Team still in 2nd position. Even though he's not in frame right now. Look at that Lambo go. Very, very composed to the corners. Not dancing all over the place. That's something that you don't want to have on a race car. You want to be firmly planted to the floor. Check it out once again. For GTM class, John Curran leading the way for the EBM B Quick Racing Team. And the 2nd in place for GTM would be Ahmad F. Alam for EBM B Quick Racing Team as well. Arrow Racing will be 3rd for Adrian Henry da Silva for GTM class. Meanwhile, GT3 class, number 28, still going strong. Thomas ENG. Earlier on, we did have Chotsumat Asabahem piloting that car. And then now, got to face up against B Quick Racing Team Sean Tong and Hank J. Kicks. Watana PSE Motorsports, Sarah Wood in 4th. Not seeming to go for a pit stop yet. Not sure if they showed that or not. Meanwhile, John Curran in 5th overall in the 11th machine, EBM B Quick Racing Team. Nine minutes left to go on the counter. Can't believe these cars have been running wonderfully. So far, not a problem on the TA2. Like I said earlier on, TA2 machines last year were set up for sprint racing, or a race that wasn't as long as an hour, but they're holding up pretty well, actually. I'm very surprised. Then again, the handiwork goes to the engineers and the racing crew of all the TA2 machines, whether it be for Maxim Juse, AF Racing, or Johar Motorsports with Prince Abu Bakar driving, or Tech Pro Paul Manuel. The 12th machine right here, EBM B Quick Racing Team, Ahmad F. Alam. 26th position overall. A GTM in second position, right behind John Curran. Everybody's best times right now, let's check it out. Thomas Enge does a 2:07. Oh, don't worry about that. He's already really fast, but Sean Tong surprised me at 2:07 also. And that difference is a 0.919, whereas Thomas Enge did a 0.789. Split hair second. Meanwhile, Hank J. Kicks and Saravut would be paired up properly, both getting a 209.220 for Hank J. Kicks, while Saravut gets a 209.439. That's why I said they were paired beautifully right there in terms of time. Time left to go, 7 minutes. Okay, folks, looks like 57 is heading the way, as he was told that he was supposed to get a drive-through, a penalty. So now that penalty has been taken care of and the drive-through is done. Keep in mind the speed limit inside has to be observed, and once he passes the final line of the pit, he can gun it. The question is, did he drop a position or what? 57 doesn't seem to be dropping though. Watanabe PSC Motorsports, Saran still there right behind Hank J. Kicks. After an hour of grueling racing, it just goes to show you that every second counts if you want to advance yourself right from the get-go, because if you do have to do a drive-through penalty, you're going to be thanking counting your blessings, because you already stopped it from the beginning and made sure that every second counts. So if you do have to sacrifice time to go back into pits due to the penalty, you can afford to do so. And that's what happened with Saran's car right there from Vatana. He went into the pits, got out of there quick for the drive-through penalty, and still retained his position in 4th position. Meanwhile, he's got to worry about B Quick Racing Team Hank J. Kicks up in front of him, who has now gained further on the battleground. Sean Tong also up in front in 2nd position. There's a gap of 26 seconds. I'm not reading that wrong though. Man, that dry carbon is beautiful. Thomas Enge piloting Watanabe's PSC Motorsports. The GT3 machine, very stable. Low slung car. I was standing right next to it down by pit row, and it was just like up to my hips. The way these drivers are fitted inside, it's as if they were sleeping inside. But the good thing about that is, of course, the center of gravity is very low on those Lamborghinis. And that's giving the edge for the Watanabe team to power on through, especially with Thomas in the pilot seat. EBM B Quick Racing Team John Curran currently still leading for the GTM class. Meanwhile, here's a shot of number 2, Sean Tong. 2nd place right now for GT3 class. Only has to beat Thomas Enke up ahead of him with a 26-second gap. That's a tall order. The Audi. I'm trying to look at the Audi and compare it to the Lamborghini. Not sure if there's like a bounce to the back of the Audi. A little bit of a squiggle compared to the Lamborghini setup from Watanabe PSC Motorsports, driven by Thomas Enge. With the number 2 machine, trying to pull down the times here. Sean Tong driving away. Last lap did a 2:11, by the way. Best lap, he did a 2:07. So So that means there's plenty of room for improvement. Okay, last lap just pulled it at 2:10. So there's 3 seconds of a gap there for his own time for Sean Tong. When I'm looking at all these drivers, I'm looking at their best times. And if there's a discrepancy of around 2 seconds, that means that they have dropped back down in performance by 2 seconds, which I don't think should have been happening, because as you're racing, you know the fuel levels are dropping. And by fuel levels dropping, you also have less fuel to carry, less weight, less center of gravity, all that yada yada. So time should be actually gaining for them. They shouldn't be dropping back down away from their best times. But even Vatana's PSC Motorsports, Thomas Enge's time has dropped down from 207.789 down to 210.740. So that's almost a 3-second drop. Got a power zoom right down to the PSC shot right there. Saran's machine, the 57, still in 4th position, working his way back up, trying to claw his way back to see at least the rear bumper of Hank J. Kicks for Be Quick Racing Team. Whatever happened to Arrows Racing? Well, Arrows Racing, Adrian Henry da Silva down on 7th position overall, but 3rd for GTM, so that's pretty okay. True Vision Motorsports, Sutilak Bujaran, 4th position for the GTM class, down overall in 8th position, the number 78. And Toyota Team Thailand, both of them paired together, but different classes. GTM piloted by Nutpong, Kam, and the GT3 class, Toyota Team Thailand, Manat. Manat earlier was showing a lot of promise now. Currently GT3 class, he is in 5th position for his class and 10th overall. Everybody's been dropping their times. Most likely down to the amount of stamina that these guys are losing as they are driving these cars for almost an hour now. 32 seconds left to go before the end of the race. Before Thailand Super Series GT3, GTM, and TA2 comes to a close for race number 1. And of course, tomorrow we'll be heading off to another race day on Sunday, the 21st April 2019 for Thailand Super Series GTC. Stay tuned for that for race number 2, 12 laps. We'll be there for 12:45 in the afternoon, and of course at 2:40 for Thailand Super Series GT3, GTM, and TA2 class in race 2. Another 1-hour race. That will be tomorrow, so tune in, make sure to catch that race, either right here in Sepang, Malaysia, or on the live feed. Time has completed for 1 hour. I can't believe we just went 1 hour with TA2 machines. And no spins either. Wowzers. Maxime taking number 1 position for AF Racing for TA2 class. Meanwhile, GT3 finishes in. Thomas Enge brings it down for Vatana PSC Motorsports. Congratulations. Brings it in and finishes the race as number 1 overall, and also number 1 for GT3 class. We'll wait for the official word on each of their standings. Well, right now I'm seeing EBM Be Quick Racing Team, Ahmad F. Alam coming in already, as well as Arrows Racing. Checkered flag goes to car number 28. That is official, that's for sure. It's a no-brainer that Thomas Enge piloted the Vatana Motorsports car into checkered flag. Judging by the way he's running, and also had the best times out there. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to our partners, Toyota Motors Thailand, TRD Thailand, Sing Corporation, Be Quick, Apollo Oil Thailand, Idemitsu Motor Oil, True Vision Group, Siam Michelin, and of course, Wang Prom Trading. I say thanks to ETS Racing Fuels, Ron 102. Great fuel for supercars. A shout out to PTT as well as JS Asia Beverage Bird's Nest. Also Samitibet Hospital from Sriracha and Siam Sports Syndicate, as well as Racing Box Limited. For all the folks out there, cars coming in right now should be as follows. I'm assuming that they have, okay, they've come in now. Vatana PSC Motorsports, Thomas Enge brings it in for number 1, car number 28. I believe Sean Tong takes it for 2nd place. The number 2 car, by the way. And the number 26, Hank J. Kicks for Be Quick Racing Team, another Be Quick Racing Team. Also head boss there himself, Hank J. Kicks, brings it in for 3rd position, the number 26. Followed with Vatana's PSC Motorsports, Saran, number 57 in 4th. And John Curran from EBM Be Quick Racing Team in 5th. Meanwhile, I'd like to say that first for GTM, most likely will be for John Curran. And 2nd goes to Ahmad F. Alam and also Adrian Henry De Silva for 3rd place for Arrows Racing for taking GTM finish number 3 in 3rd position. After which we'll be heading on over to the highlights. And I will be coming out of my commentator booth to announce the winners onto the podium. So until tomorrow, folks, I'll be signing off as of here, right now. Meanwhile, Mr. Oat and Jimmy still doing the commentating in Thai on the Thailand Super Series .net and also the YouTube and the Facebook feed. I'll be back tomorrow, back at you for Thailand Super Series at a time of 12:45 for Thailand Super Series GTC race number 2, and at 2:40 for Thailand Super Series GT3, GTM, and TA2 race 2. Another grueling hour tomorrow. Let's Siri Boon me, signing off. See you at the podium. We'll run over to the grandstand.
Closer, please. Closer.
Q, Q. Q, Q. Limit off. Q. What? Dengar. Okey nanti nak aku balik ke nak tunggu? Dia pun dah tak ada dah. Tapi nanti kau confirm balik. Interview kat podium ke interview winner kat sini? Confirm balik takut lambat. Takut dia lambat dekat sini. Macam itu hari kan. Pakai nanti kat sini pakai mat sini lah. Kau bagi dia nanti kat dia. Okey baik. Baik.
Give me one now. Give me one.
Going to Jalen Roboton and Gabby Della Mercer.